Hey guys, welcome back to the Unaccompanied Millennials podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Morgan.
We're your hosts, Morgan. And I'm Alanah. What up, y'all? That was a good start. Happy hump day. We've been drinking.
We may have had one
and
drink.
We've been thinking. And now we're here. So let's just
jump
right into it.
Yeah.
What is going on in the world? Let's do an update.
I heard that Trump is looking to figure out how to inject sunlight and disinfectant into
like
people.
Lysol, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure 100%, but he wants his doctors to look into it.
Yeah, I've heard. Okay, so I keep hearing people say that, and I thought it was a joke.
It's not.
No.
I watched the video.
Jesus.
I know.
Sometimes. Like during the election, I remember when he said, grab him by the pussy.
Yeah.
I was like,
There's no
that's
way.
kidding. There's no way. And then I watched the clip and I was like, oh, yep.
It's
It's
happening.
right there. Jesus.
Yeah, because you think that they're taking his quotes out of context.
No,
or
he's completely, that's his life out of
that's
context.
Him.
Like everything he says,
Have
it's
you seen-
perfect. It's like reality TV show gold. I wish,
Honestly.
like, did you ever watch The Apprentice or Celebrity Apprentice?
No.
I used to watch with my mom when I was little, and she'd be laughing and I'd be laughing, and I was like, "You're fired." Like I'd always imitate him. You're fired.
But like, have you seen that new TikTok genre? I guess where people take quotes from Trump and they act them out on TikTok.
Yep.
That's so fucking funny.
My favorite one is this guy. He puts his face into a Cheeto, like a cheesy, and it's only his mouth and his eyes. And then all you hear is the reporter in the background. So why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus when ethnicity has nothing to do with it? He goes, because it comes from China. What is the cheesy saying it? I fucking died. I died. It comes from China.
Like, you would think that because he's the president of the United States, there's automatically publicists and stuff, like multiple
I think they
publicists
try.
working with him.
I think they do.
They're never getting a job after this.
No, I just think there's no taming. Like, there's just no way to just make him stop, because I think he goes up there with a speech written, and then every time they just walk back to the little mini bar, grab some martinis, and just sit back and just watch, because they know that they'll never prepare him for it.
Do you think he can read? That's the question.
I think he just doesn't have the patience to even look at the paper, and I think he's very impatient.
Yeah.
And ignorant, obviously, but entertaining.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I just wish he'd go back to making reality TV shows.
Honestly.
Because they were so funny.
Because this is America. Like, it's not
Like,
it's not a reality TV
no,
show.
like,
this is real life, sir.
Like, if he fucked up his dynasty of Trump hotels, like, whatever. It's shitty for you and the people that work for it, but it was funny on TV. Mm-hmm. And, like, he was actually pretty successful at that point when he had his show. But now it's just... Yeah. Everything he says. I'm pretty sure he was more contained back then. Yeah. More professional on that show than he is now.
They could just cut him right out of any show.
Yeah, I guess the producers and stuff would be like, yeah, we'll just take that part out. Doesn't sound right. But there's too many people videotaping it now.
Oh my god.
I know. I love it though. Like, I hate it and I love it. It's just...
I like it because we're from Canada and I'm just watching it. But if I...
Like, it affects our economy, obviously. But at the same time, like, there's nothing we can do with that.
I don't know anything about politics or economy or how it affects us or whatever. So I just watched on TikTok or whatever and laugh.
I know. I keep getting memes sent to me of, like, an IV with a Clorox bottle attached to it. Like, from what Trump said, and I'm just...
Doctors had to go on afterwards and be like, please, nobody try this.
I know,
please,
because some guy already died from him giving terrible advice.
Right.
Oh.
Have you seen those posts of people sunning their buttholes?
Pardon? Whoa. Can we take that back? Whatting?
People are sunning their buttholes.
What is sunning?
Sunning, like they just sit out in the sun. Yeah, they tan their buttholes.
Why sunning?
That's what it's called.
Oh.
That's what I've seen. Apparently it gives you more energy right off the bat.
Burning your asshole.
It's only about 30 seconds of sun, I think, directly on the bum.
And then you're good to go.
For the day.
And you're good to go. Like a whole new person. 30 seconds.
I'm not sure what it is good for. And
if this
you
is
guys
true,
do this,
like I want to
great.
try it.
I just want to know
if it's
what
true.
it's about, but I don't want to look dumb laying on my back porch, holding my legs up, getting some sun directly to my beehole.
But when I go for tans at like a tanning salon, or even when I tan on my deck, I feel amazing
I
after.
love vitamin
the
D.
feeling of vitamin D on your body. So maybe that is the place to go. I don't know.
Maybe I'll just bend over and spread my cheeks the next time.
But what do you do if you have neighbors? Like you just go like, hey, like they just know at that time of day not to look out the window. Like they have their children, they're holding their eyes.
They'll learn the hard way the first time.
They're like, okay, kids, you know you're not supposed to look out the window from 1 to 1:15
because
you never know.
Is the highest. Just a downward dog.
What are they doing? Yoga.
Naked. That's fine. Just don't avert your eyes.
It's natural. Please just don't do it ever. Yikes.
You're just praying that it's a woman, because if it was a man, like they'd have to pull back a whole lot more than just the butt cheeks.
Yeah, or you get double whammy. The couple, the whole family's out there with grandma. Everyone's just
maybe a few layers.
I haven't bought vitamin D or any vitamins since. I can already see people doing commercials for it.
Have you heard have you seen commercials for the yoni eggs?
Where you're coming with all this information?
Do you know what the yoni eggs are?
No.
They're these stones that women put up into their vaginas,
okay.
and then you use your muscles to like Kegels. You know how they strengthen? It's strengthening those muscles.
Oh.
Yeah, so the post about the butthole sunning was also...
It brought you to that?
It was the same thing. This girl that wrote this post was like, sunning my butthole and using yoni eggs has improved my life.
Because she was tired and she had a leaky...
it wasn't leaky, but like it just improves your overall health, I guess. I'm not sure. I'd be too scared to stick any foreign stones up there.
Yeah, because then you have to go to the doctor and say, excuse me, kind sir, I have something stuck up there. And he goes, oh, fuck, because he knows. Because probably once a day they have to pull something random out of your body, out of other people's. Oh, God. Like, I don't even want to know what doctors have had to pull out.
Imagine.
You know when they say that nothing surprises doctors? Yeah. It's because nothing does. They've seen it all. In the comments, you just write something random and I'm sure...
It's happened.
I'm sure it's happened.
Oh my gosh.
Just Google it, I'm sure.
That reminds me of one of my friends in high school messaged me and said, I think I left a tampon in and then fucked someone when I was drunk. Oh. And then it just got stuck up there. They didn't know, they weren't sure, so they had to like go digging around and they're like, fuck, like I don't know if it's up there, I don't know if I should go to the doctor, like it's embarrassing either way. Like if you go to the doctor and there's nothing up there, or if you go to the doctor and there is something up there. Imagine having, because you can get toxic shock from that shit.
Okay, you could before. I don't know if you still could. Oh. Can. I know when I was really little, I remember I was told never leave that in. Mm-hmm. But then as I got older, it says on the box and stuff, I remember it saying, like, I remember they took out whatever it was that caused that. But I could be wrong on some. It could not be like that. Yeah. Or maybe after days it would. Oh. But.
Days. 8 hours is sketchy for me.
Mm-hmm. It's too much.
I hope this isn't the one episode my dad chooses to listen to.
Yeah, I know. The one episode my people that... can't, like my parents or something, are like, I'm gonna listen to more than 2 minutes of this. I'm just like, fuck. God, no, when I was little, I stuck a bunch of beads up my nose.
What?
When I was really little, I stuck a bunch of beads up my nose. And I still remember this. So I was like, haha, I stuck beads up my nose, haha. And I went to like prank my parents, or my mom and my aunt, I think my aunt. And then I was like, just kidding, he. And I went to like snort to like get them out. And they didn't come out, and I was like, uh-oh. So then they had to bring me to Emerge because they couldn't get them out. I sucked them right up. So I'm sitting in the Emerge room, 2 hours of a wait it was. As soon as the doctor calls my name, I sneeze, and the bead falls out. I've never seen people so mad at me.
The one bead?
Oh, multiple, like one or two, I think, little ones. God. Yeah.
I never thought to do that as a kid.
Oh, I did. Don't ask me. I did a lot of crazy things. I invited that kid to my birthday party. I wasn't supposed to. Yeah. Like the last podcast. I did a lot of stupid little things. Because I was only a child for years, right? Mm-hmm. Until I had my stepsisters. Like, I didn't have anyone to learn off of. So when you're a little kid, you probably shoved marbles or beads up your siblings' nose, or you'd torture them. I just tortured myself.
Yeah.
I had no one else to pick on, so I just picked on myself.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I just didn't know how to like communicate or like anything. Like, I'm pretty sure when I was little, we went to visit some relative in the hospital. Might have even been my Nana. And because they were sick. And I had this little toy piano. It was like a plastic battery operated little piano.
Nice.
And I walk in with it. I'm all confident. I'm playing little tunes. And the battery dies. And I guess I'd learned to swear that week, but no one had known yet. And I go, ah! And I was like 8. I was really little. And they're like, what? I was like, oh, the batteries died in my fucking piano. The nurse, everyone looks, they just grab me, pull me over the side. They're like, oh my god, she did not just say that in the hospital.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm. Because I was always, if I wasn't around myself, I was around adults, because I didn't have they couldn't be like, hey, go play with the kids.
And it just slips
It was just
out.
me. So, they're on the phone, they go, oh, fuck this, blah, blah.
I know, I'm the worst for that. I forget that I feel like I swear
kids?
More around kids.
I know, I do too.
By accident, because I'm trying not to.
I know, and I always say sorry, but like, people, no, because people our age who have kids or who are like in their 30s and stuff, like my sisters and stuff, they're like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, they swear in front of their kids too, because I feel like it's not a thing anymore, really.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, there's a home video of me playing my ukulele.
Oh.
I was the star of the show, naturally, because I'm a Leo. Tyler says that should be my catchphrase, but anyways.
I'm a Leo? Because I'm a Leo?
Yeah.
It's true.
So I'm playing my ukulele, and my mom was really pregnant with Taylor, and I sang her a song. They're like, oh, sing a song for Taylor, or for your sister. I don't know if we knew her name yet, or whatever. So I sit there, I'm like, strumming out of tune completely, obviously. I'm like, I lost my little ball, and it's all my fault. And they're like, okay. And I just kept on going, like, that was my song, singing about how I lost my own little ball. Like, thankfully, I got a sister that I could blame that on now.
Oh, did they have this on video?
Yes.
Is it the cutest thing ever?
I'm adorable always.
I lost my little ball. That's adorable.
Yeah, there's also a video of me when we first got Tess. It was 3 days before my
Tess is her
birthday.
golden retriever.
Yes, Tess, sorry. Tess was my first dog. She was a golden retriever mixed with a duck tooling. She was the most beautiful thing ever. I'd always wanted a dog. Every wish up until my 8th birthday that I had, wished on a star, wish on on my birthday, any sort of wish, I would wish for a dog. Aww. And then finally I got my dog one day after soccer practice. My parents pull me and Taylor into the van, and they're like, hey, we're gonna go somewhere, it's a surprise. So we go up and we walk into this strange house up on the top of Tebow Hill, somewhere back there, and there's dogs running around, and we can hear like this mew mew mew, and I'm like, are we getting a kitten? And we go into the back, and in this pool was little puppies, little golden retrievers puppies, and I was like, we're getting a puppy. Like, I was so excited. We're still in our jerseys. Like, oh my god, I'll remember that day for the rest of my life. So we get home, and naturally, automatically, I'm so excited. Like, we're getting a dog, Mom. Like, oh my god. Taylor's pissed, sitting on my bed. She's like, I wanted a kitten, Mummy.
Aww.
So then when we would go and see the puppies as they grew, it was so awesome. So we would go, and then finally when they were big enough that we could pick them, me and Taylor are fighting over 2 different colored of collars, because all the dogs had different colors, so you could distinguish them. I wanted this big hefty one. I forget, Mrs. Fusspot, I think they named her, and it was orange or a purple collar or something. Taylor wanted a different one. It was smaller, cute. But then Tess, she had an orange collar on, and she was just she wasn't coming over to us for all the attention. She just squeezed herself up against Dad's foot.
Oh, and he knew.
So Dad picked her up, and he's like, what about this one? And we're like, yeah, that's it. She had like a diamond on her forehead. So she was the cutest thing ever, and she was so calm and just the perfect puppy. So then finally we go pick her up, and we're so excited, and there's a video of me when we first get her home, and she's running around the living room, and I'm like, yes, you know me. Yes, you know me.
What the fuck?
Like this day was about her teaching her name, not me teaching her who I was.
She's like, I'm Morgan.
Okay, can you spell
write it down?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's the best.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Aww.
So, and just picking her name too was like the biggest issue, but we figured it out. Dad picked her name too. He picked her and Tess. So.
Look at him go. He's on a roll that day.
Yeah, he was. Well, we picked her name later on, but
Aww.
Yeah, I know. It was great.
That's a good story. With cats, it's not that like it's exciting, obviously, but like when we went to pick up our cats, we knew. Like as soon as we got there, we like walked around and we found one sleeping and the other one was licking him.
Aww.
So Chance was sleeping, and Tiggs was like licking him, and then woke him up and was like, "Let's play." And then they were kind of like chasing each other around, and they were so small.
Aww.
And then Tiggs walked up to Neil, and Neil picked him up, and he just fell asleep in his arms. And we were like, "Yep,
these two. So sweet.
It's these two."
Oh my god, yeah. I love that. That's my favorite. Like,
and then we brought them home, and Neil texted me 3 days in, I can't find Tiggs anywhere. And Tiggs was really small because he was unfortunately left in like an apartment covered in fleas.
Oh,
like abandoned.
That's horrible.
At like a few days old. Anyways, they found him, thank God, and he's better. Obviously, he's great now.
Yeah.
He's but he was the littlest little orange cat ever. He was so small. And Neil's freaking out at home. Can't find him anywhere. Can't find him. So I rush home. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what did you do? Like, what, did you open the door? Nothing. He's like, I didn't open the door. I didn't open anything. Like, what the fuck? In his British accent. And then I was like, well, like, where the hell is he? Poor thing. He was hiding in, like, the little, like, behind the furnace. Like, just hiding there because it was warm.
Aww.
But yeah, we found him. But I remember that still. Neil was throwing pillows, just looking for him because he's the littlest thing ever. He's like, I don't fucking know where he is. He's looking everywhere. Yeah.
That's so
cute little
sweet.
thing. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Pets are like people who don't love them as their own or like a part of their family are crazy people.
It makes me so angry. Me and Tyler were talking about how it's a big debate on whether or not unconditional love is a thing outside of dogs or animals. Well, cats, if you left them or abused them, like they would hate you. They would. But dogs, like, it's sad, but if you were a dick to them, kicked them, yelled at them every day, they would still love you.
Yeah.
And, like, it's so true, though. Dogs are just amazing. Fucking creatures. Oh my God.
Yeah, they don't live in the past, eh? They just keep, like,
I love you. Like, you're, hi, please love me. Oh,
so
God, I hate shelters. Like, no, I love shelters for taking them in. But I hate the people that just drop off their dogs.
The people who put these dogs and cats and animals in the shelters.
Exactly.
Yeah. You should never get a pet.
As a gift.
As a gift if you don't know, or even for yourself if you're not 100% ready and financially okay to take care of the pet. And if you ever have the mentality, I want to buy a cat or I want to buy a dog or purchase, and like, people say that, oh, I'm going to buy a cat. What do you mean buy a cat? Like,
exactly.
What the fuck?
Like,
if you can't walk the dog and do things with the dog and you don't have time in your life for a dog and you work 8-hour days and you're the only one home, like, you don't, it's selfish to get one.
For sure.
You're doing it for yourself, not for that animal.
And
it's just so sad.
When we had Tess, obviously when you're a kid, you are so excited about having a puppy, and then when you get older, you're like, oh, I don't want to walk the dog, like I don't want to do that, and it becomes kind of a chore. But now I look back, because we lost Tess 2.5-3 years ago. Like, I would give anything to walk her, you know. And it's just so sad that looking back, my younger self, I didn't, like, I looked at that as
you didn't
a chore.
Appreciate those things as a bonding time or
like,
experience with.
For this quarantine, all I want is a dog to walk. That's all I want to do, or a dog to love and have with me and bond with. But like, I can't, because I'm not in the place in my life to give a dog the best home that I can.
That's the thing though about that age. We almost take everything for granted. Like, I don't want clothes for Christmas. Thanks a lot. Like, who wants this? Like, the things now, you'd be like, I love clothes. Why would I not want socks?
Bless.
Then I'd be like, socks, great, thanks. Like, pissed.
I know.
Now, socks, underwear, like, all pajamas. Those are the best gifts ever.
Yeah, like, I used to get so mad when you see, like, you know, those rectangular Gap boxes that clothes would come in. You would be so unimpressed. Because
you know it's clothes. The Christmas boxes? Yeah.
Oh my
Now looking back, I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with me?
Why were we so like, Mom got us this nice Gap sweater. Bless. Like, thank you. I know. Loved it.
Now I'd be like so happy. Back then, I guess you just wanted toys and stuff, and you just didn't actually know what you wanted because you had clothes, and I don't know, it was just a mess. It wasn't seen as like a necessity to you, and that you wanted everything you wanted, not what you needed. But now even socks, I want them because they're cozy and comfy.
It was, even looking back, it was really sad because I had friends, like I had friends in the lower range of society, like I don't know what to say, like a little bit less financially well off than us. And I had friends way financially more well off than us. My one friend, she, instead of the chocolate advent calendars, her grandma made her a present advent calendar. Oh, so she would get a little present every day leading up to Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So seeing that, and then I'm like,
that's the thing. It's
I'm
a lot
just
of
getting fucking chocolate,
right?
Like,
and usually they're from Walmart or the dollar store back when you're little, because you're just a little kid, right?
But as an adult, like my mom bought me and Taylor advent calendars last year, and we were so grateful. It's just like once you realize it's the thought that counts, it's and you feel so bad for how shitty you acted when you were a kid.
Well, money is just, when you're little, you have no concept of it, right? So once you start working and stuff, you start realizing, ooh, clothes, I like clothes, thanks for the clothes. Things, because you realize when you go to the store, oh, I love this sweater, but it's $69.
Yeah, that's right.
Or it's $140. That's shitty. Like, I want it. I think that's when it comes into play, when people start becoming more grateful, because you realize money doesn't fucking grow on trees.
I honestly I never realized that. That's a great perspective.
I think because when you're little, you have no concept of money. You're like, well, just get it for me. Just bring it. Just shit it. Where is it?
Mom, please. Like, or okay, do you want to come to the store with Mom if I can get a toy?
Yeah. Am I gonna get an ice cream?
Yeah, exactly. Like, can I get a toy?
I think that's why parents get so frustrated.
Just trying to bring me to the store for some quality time. Like,
it's embarrassing when you think back to it.
I'm so upset about it.
I know, because you think back to it, and when I don't know if you've ever been shopping with a little kid recently or in the past few years, but it's always like the same. It's like, can I have this? Well, what about this? Ooh, this is cool. Can I have this? I want this. It's just like,
I don't know if I can. I don't think I can do it.
But it's not their fault at all, because it wasn't our fault, so we were like that. Okay, so what do you think people are doing? Like, do you think no one's dating right now? Or do you think people are still, like, trying to meet people on Tinder and FaceTiming and messaging, and then they're, like, sneaking around, meeting each other? Like, how do people getting laid? Like, people who are single and are normal playboys or, like, fuckboys, or girls who are usually on the prowl all the time, bar stars, what are they doing?
I think they're going through some hard shit right now.
Do you think they are? Yes. Or do you think they're being like, hey baby, let me just come over for 15 minutes. I won't even look at each other.
I think they're doing a lot of dick pic sending.
You think so?
Like unsolicited dick pics, that nobody wants. But
the ones that show up in your filtered messages, and you're like, oh yikes.
Yeah, you're like, SOS.
Grandma, don't press the filtered messages. Don't press that button.
Oh my, I don't know what, because I can just, now that I'm thinking about it, all of the bar stars, like the guys and the girls, they're struggling. I can tell.
Probably. All that self-validation they constantly strive for every weekend. Yeah. And the attention, none of it.
I wonder if guys are putting out thirst traps like girls used to.
What's that?
Thirst traps on Instagram, when you were single, you would like post a really good picture of yourself just for like the likes.
Oh, everyone does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even guys? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think they're doing a lot now. It's
probably just posting pictures of their trucks, being like, look at my truck.
Do you think anybody's doing Tinder right now? Like, I wouldn't be swiping Tinder in this time.
I think people are probably really bored, and they are, because they just want to talk to people and kind of like be like, oh, yeah, too bad we can't hang out because the quarantine.
I think people. What I used
I don't know. I know, but I think people are getting ready. Their rosters. They're getting them ready.
Oh, the fucking rosters.
They're getting them ready, or they're secretly meeting, or they're FaceTime. Like, do people think people are calling and FaceTiming now? Like, I don't even know, because dating before quarantine, like when I was single, was awful. Like, a lot of the scene, it was pretty bad, especially when you're younger. Like,
yeah,
but. Could you imagine going through this when you're 18, 19 in this situation? I guess you don't have to go on any terrible dates.
I guess.
I don't know.
Bless. That would have saved me from
quite a few.
Or a few questionable bar nights.
Oh, one time.
So I didn't really date in my 1920s.
Not really. You hung out with people at night.
Yep.
But no, I've been on some dates where they weren't necessarily bad during the date, but then after it's just a fucking shit show. Like, we go to Twigs, have pizza, hang out, chat. Oh, I like you. I'm like, okay. So then I go home, message me right after. Oh, that was fun. We should do that again. Like, I really liked hanging out with you. I'm like, yeah, like, okay, maybe. Like, and then I just never messaged him back. I ghosted him, kind of.
Oh, no.
I know. I'm sorry. That night we go to the bar, or the next day or something like that. And I think we were dancing with some guy friends. Yeah. And I remember we were dancing. I was getting a little close to someone else, and then he comes up and taps the guy on the shoulder that was dancing with us. And he goes, "Can we talk?" And I look over. I'm like, "Why is that guy I was on a date with at Twigs yesterday here talking to the guy that we're dancing with?" What the fuck? Do you remember this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So then this is awful. So then I'm like, what the fuck? He comes to me, goes, "I'm sorry, I can't dance with you guys because you're taken." Like, being kind of funny and sarcastic, being like what? And so I said, what the fuck? I'm like, is that what he told you? I was like, we went on a date to Twigs. One date yesterday. He's like, well, that's not what it sounds like to me. Next, his roommate's being rude to me and death staring me and then telling me that that was a shitty person. And then he's like getting mad and walking around the bar, like pacing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it was bad.
When his friend got involved, that's when I was like, what the
fuck?
He's roommate. Definitely... Who's that girl that we hate from Too Hot to Handle?
Haley.
He was being a Haley.
He was like trying to stick up for his friend, but he had no ground to stick up on. It's not like we were hanging out for weeks and then I did that. Like, it was one date.
Exactly.
I decided I didn't want
you
anything
didn't know
after.
his last name.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And then it's always that kind of stuff. And then there was this one guy, he was in the military, that I went on a date with. Oh. We had drinks at nighttime and whatever. And then the next day, I was like, you know what? Like, I wasn't really feeling it. I don't really want to take it any further. So then he messages me, "Hey, you want to hang out? Hey, you want to hang out?" Like,
he was persistent.
He was persistent. And, like, he was saying really inappropriate things to me. Oh, like, messaging me, like, 15, 20 messages in a row. Like, hey.
We should have known, right? Well, we did know, right?
He's like, you didn't even see it. Like, how would you know? I'm like, see what? In my head, and then I knew what he was saying. He's like, I just want to stick it in a little. I just want to. I'm like, what the fuck?
He was being Harry from He
was being Harry, yeah. He was like, you don't even know what you're missing, kind of thing. And I was like, what the fuck?
Like, hey, sorry, you're intense. And
you're intense, and I don't even really know you. And then, I want to say 3 weeks ago, I'm at, like, the grocery store, Sobeys, just walking around, minding my own fucking business. I always go grocery shopping either at 8 a.m. or I go at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night because there's no one fucking there. Of course, he was there. I feel someone. So I look back. He's in the fucking aisle.
Oh, I thought you might feel someone touching you.
No. I feel someone's energy.
Who do I have to attack?
So I look back and I'm like, fuck. So I walk. I'm like, just go towards the freezer section because if he's going there too, then he's definitely following you. So I look back. He's not there. I walk. He's in the aisle right fucking beside. And he's like walking, and then he just fucking starts walking really fast. And I was like, what the fuck? Just in generally towards me, but like not like at me. I don't think, but I don't know if he was trying to dodge me because he realized it was embarrassing, or he was just trying to get close to me. I have no idea. So he could accidentally bump into me, something like that. But it wasn't fun. I think I left there with a bag of carrots, and
nothing you needed.
Not a single thing. I think I actually grabbed something I didn't need just so it looked like I was, like, I'm pretty sure I bought things I didn't even eat, like, normally at all. But, I've never actually been on a date where I've been like, this fucking sucks, what the fuck? But it's always been like, at the end, I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, he's nice, but, like, I know he'll only want to take it further, and I don't, like, so nah. So then I just kind of cut it off, and then next thing you know, they go crazy.
Yeah.
They go crazy.
As soon as you cut it off, that's when they want.
Yeah, they're like, what do you mean you're cutting it off with me? And then they go crazy. Then they send me 25 messages telling me they want to stuff it in my bum or whatever the fuck he was saying. He was saying that those random things. And I was like, it was just getting more intense and intense. And I'm like, oh my God, he doesn't quit.
I had 2 instances where I knew halfway through that it wasn't going to end well. And that I didn't want to pursue it. But it just, like, I didn't have time to leave smoothly, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So did you just ghost? What did you do?
Well, yeah. 100%. I actually, so I made the girls, if you're listening, on any date you go to, make sure you are your own transportation there and back, because
do people let people pick them up and then they're stuck somewhere?
So in university, I had a date with this guy. So he lived on residence on campus. So I finished my 8 o'clock, like I got off the class at 8 or something. So I went over to his dorm for dinner. And I got there, and his roommates were 10 times more attractive than he was. And then he's burning the chicken for the chicken Caesar salad. So I end up making the fucking, like, he tried to serve me burnt chicken on the outside, raw on the inside. I was like, okay, no, move. And he's like, there's smoke everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? So first of all, when he opens the door, it's smoky. And his one glass of his glasses was fogged. So I'm like, shit, like he must be really, really bad at cooking if only one of his lenses is fogged up. Sure enough, it's not like, it's permanently like that.
I think it's the way he breathes. He breathes upwards.
No, it was permanently like that because he has something wrong with his fucking eye.
So his eye, like steam comes out of it?
No. It, like, his glass was
more
like
he was more blind, so he had stronger lens. I thought it was fog because the way he breathed upwards. I thought it was his breath.
No, it was like the glass was like that.
Oh
yeah, so
that's awkward.
I make dinner, and we eat the chicken Caesar salad in the room, and I'm sitting like at his desk eating. And he tries to put on a movie. I'm like, oh, good. Like, this is one of my favorite movies. So I'm sitting there, and then he, like, attacks me, starts, like, sucking on my face after a chicken Caesar salad. So disgusting. So I'm like, I need to leave. And so...
How does he... And that's happened to me before, where they just start trying to make out with you, and you don't know... I don't know
It's not the mood. I don't know who you are. I'm not even sure of his name, even.
Oh,
the only reason I recognize him is because of his glasses.
Yeah, because we're not making fun of people who have trouble seeing. It's just she thought it was Steve because the chicken, so it's funny as fuck.
And first of all, if you have that problem, great, but like have that at least represented in one of your Tinder photos. You know what I mean?
Your glasses?
Yeah, because in all of those other photos, you had sunglasses on or no glasses or whatever. So
she catfished you
far away. Yeah. So then I'm like, I need to go home. I'm just going to call a cab. He's like, no, I'll drive you. I was like, okay, great. He's like, where am I dropping you off? And so my mind's like going quick. I'm like, where am I trying to get dropped off? And I can't say McDonald's because that's a place close to my house and I worked there and I wanted to tell my friends about it. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to get him to drop me off at my friend's house where a bunch of guys lived so that I would be safe. So I texted my friends. I'm like, I'm coming to your house. Don't ask any questions. So I got dropped off there and I ran inside and I told all my buddies all of this story. And they're like, what the fuck, Morgan? Why would you do that? I'm like, I don't know. Like, that was my first and only Tinder date for about 5 years, I think.
And you never showed up again without your car?
No, ever.
The thought of being stranded with someone you don't know and having to wait for them to drive you home?
Yeah, because what if he was like, no? Like, if he said no, I would have left.
Yeah.
But... it was just horrible. So then I went.
Who wants to make out on a bed after eating Caesar salad and chicken?
Yeah, that was a horrible meal for him to choose.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then
I get Tinders for hooking up, and people see it that way. That's fine.
But then don't
make someone dinner and shit. Because like, it was probably awkward. Like you didn't have to have dinner. Like you probably like.
I didn't want
none of that.
Like I went there under the impression that he was making me dinner, and I was like, okay, great. Dinner,
it's more of a date one. Yeah.
Because I was, 20? I think this was my second year of university.
Yeah, I've learned that you just have to assume that it's always a hookup for that.
So I learned after that. And that was my first and last Tinder date until last summer when I went up to Kenora. And then I got on Tinder when I was up in Kenora. I had no idea who anybody was.
Were the dates bad up in Kenora?
There was one.
Uh-oh.
It was not good.
No?
It was, I drove.
Oh,
and then this guy didn't. So he then asked me for a ride.
Okay, where would you go on a date though? Like, was it at someone's house?
We went to Casey's.
Okay.
Had a drink there, and then we went to Boston Pizza because Casey's was closing. And then we had a drink there, but he kept on going to the bathroom frequently.
To do drugs?
He was doing coke. I know this, like, I'm smart. Like, I should have known. I should have left after the first time I went to the bathroom.
Yeah, because every time he sat down, he was probably going...
Yeah,
he was, like, fucking touching his nose.
I had just the same amount of drinks as him, and I'm a girl, so I should have peed.
Was he hyped up?
Yes, he was really intense.
Yeah.
So then I had to drive him home, and then he's like, hey, pull. And I don't know where I'm going in Kenora, so I'm like, I hope you know where you're going. He's like, oh, yeah. So he's like, Kate, turn here. So I turn, and then we're down, like, he's going to a hotel because he was there for work.
Do you think he was going to murder you?
You're
in the middle of the bush. Why'd you even let... I'd be like, you're okay to get off
No,
here.
he pulled me into, like, this dark road. Yeah, so, and I'm not a scared person. Like, I'm 5'11". I know what I'm doing. He was shorter. I had a baton in my side.
I couldn't be in that situation.
No. But
I would have got murdered.
I had 2 knives in my, like, within reach, and my baton, so I wasn't
I'd be taking out my middle straw.
So I just, like, I'm like, hey, where's the... He's like, oh, this is fine. And he starts, like, making out with me again. He tries to get on top of me in the passage. I'm like, I'm done. This is enough. So I push him off me. I'm like... And he's like, well, you don't have to be like that or something like that. I was like, get the fuck out. You can walk.
You're probably one of the first ones to stand up to him.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, I don't want to leave it like this. I'm like, you can walk. Thanks.
Leave it.
Like,
you shouldn't have started it like
exactly.
this.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like...
What a little bitch.
Oh,
guys who are like that are little bitches.
And he was shorter than me, so I should have known.
Ugh.
I should have fucking known.
I'm not saying ugh to him being short. I just meant ugh to the whole situation.
Like, so that was that. And then, thankfully, like...
Jesus.
Because I never used, and that's when I was like, fuck, this is why I don't use Tinder. But then thankfully I went on a date with Tyler, and then I stopped going on dates. So.
Jeez, eh?
Yeah. Oh my god. Fuck. Those were my 2 worst dates though that
I've never met someone off of a dating app or anything like that, and it's worked out. It's always just been like a few day thing or a week thing, or that's it. I've always been a person that's always met people when I'm out, or like when I was at the bar or school, things like that. Yeah. I just, especially, it's a really big turn off for girls, I guess, at least, when guys just are like, boom, right, trying to make out with you and stuff like that, because you're like, you don't even know if you even like me, even like you don't know anything about me. Exactly. Why would you want to put your mouth on me? I don't like. Do you get cold sores?
Yeah, like I don't know that.
I don't know that. Like,
do you have any diseases?
Brush your teeth? Like, you don't know anything. Like, at least let me know you for a few days.
Exactly. Well, like me and Tyler, our first date, we were hanging out for I think like 8 hours. Like it was a great day. We tried to go hiking. It was raining, but like we did that. We were at a restaurant for a while.
And it makes it nicer because when it happens, you're like got sparks and stuff. I've never once kissed someone I didn't really know, and then there's been sparks. So I don't know if the guys get it or if they're just because they're horny. God. But like, do you get sparks when you're that horny, guys? I'd like to let us know in the comments down below. Just kidding, please fucking don't. But actually, what do you like?
I'd like to know what they're thinking,
because I don't understand how they can be kissing you and be like this is great. It must only be for the sex part of it, because girls aren't wired that way, even though we might have pretended we are for a while.
I think that's why
like
I never
stood up for ourselves. Like I've never once been like making out with someone I just met and then been like, this is awesome, I like him, this is good, like I want to continue. It's always been like, oh, like I kind of want to stop, but I don't really want to make a problem, so let's just kind of sit here for another 20 minutes and then I'll say something. Yeah,
and like, why do we have that perspective? Like, if you're not into it, stop. Girls, now, see, just so you know.
Well, when you're that young, I just feel like you're really impressionable. I don't know. It's really weird.
Like anybody younger than 25 listening to this, and you're like, yeah,
just
I've
don't
been
kiss
in that
anybody.
Situation where I thought that I wanted to be there, and then I didn't want to be there.
Leave.
Fucking get out.
Just leave.
And if they give you a problem, they're not the guy for you.
No, that's their problem.
Oh my god, it just makes me so sad to think that even me as a young woman, like I let myself be in situations I didn't want to be in.
We all did.
You have a choice,
and if you haven't, then you're raised better than I was, or you just have more self-respect.
Yeah,
I think at that age, some people are just have more self-respect.
You don't get self-respect, I think, for a while. And I remember it wasn't a sexual experience or anything, but when I was working as a bouncer, a guy actually threw water or something in you or our friend Gabby's face, right, at the bar. And the
whole cup of ice at me too. He was throwing it at all of us.
Exactly. And I confronted him after, and I was polite, and I said, if I ever hear of you mistreating a girl in my bar again, you're gonna be gone, just so you know. And he's like, how did you see it? Like, goes off on me, starts yelling at me, and he went on forever. And I'm like, okay, I understand. And I was being really polite and doing what I was told as security, just to de-escalate the situation, or attempt to. And then one of my superior bouncers stepped in, and he's a big 6'7" or 6'9" guy, bald. He's scary looking. So he comes in, he's like, what's the problem here? So he takes the situation into his own hands, brings him downstairs, and starts redirecting him to the ground with his fist. And he came in, the cops were called. It was a big ordeal. So he comes back in and talks to me. He's like, Morgan, you can't let anybody talk to you like that for any reason. And I just start bawling. I'm like, fuck, like, I didn't know. Why? Exactly, yeah. So then I finally calmed down, and then the cops had to talk to me about it. And then the cops asked me what happened. I started bawling again. They're like, what the fuck? Like...
That's a lot of emotions though when you have like a bunch of men.
Adrenaline.
Like, like, they're just like fucking screaming at you.
It was.
You did nothing. You were just confronting them on something that they did. Like they like physically assaulted people.
With
like
ice.
Young girls. Me. Like a bunch of people. Like
oh my
crazy.
God. Yeah, it was insane. But that's where I really realized that like I couldn't take any shit. Like, don't take shit just because you don't deserve to. So it's very interesting.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but it took me
hey, I'm still learning to respect myself. I think it's gonna be an ongoing
it's
thing.
A process,
but I'm way better. I'm way more, I know what I deserve now, like so much more than I did before.
Exactly. Yeah,
but I think that's the thing a lot of young girls go through, which is why I think parents are so much more worried about their girls than they are their guys, because there's a lot more issues with that for girls, just kind of like letting people treat you like shit because you just think that that's what you deserve, I guess.
And not even just guys, but girls too.
Oh yeah, they let other girls treat them like shit.
I think those are my neighbors. I'm not sure. It could be random people outside. If you can hear laughing and shit.
Sounds like a witch.
Yeah. So we're just gonna ignore that. There was a situation at the bar, and there was this really adorable young girl hanging off of a railing that we have in this dance club. So, and she's really drunk. So I go over, I'm like, hey girl, how's it going? She's cute, blonde, like young, you know. She's like, oh, I lost my friends. And my superior bouncer's like, you need to kick her out. I'm like, okay, one sec. So I get her and I sit her down. She pukes all over my shoes. My superior bouncer was like, get her out now. I'm like, okay, one sec. I'm not just sending her out into the winter.
So she can get raped, murdered, kidnapped. She can die in a ditch.
So this guy comes over and he's like, oh, I'll take her home. Like, I know where I'm in class with her. I'm like, no, you won't. I'm like, no, you won't. I get her to unlock her phone. I'm like, where's your friend? She's like, oh, it's her birthday. Blah, blah, blah.
Where are your friends? Don't be that fucking friend at the bar that leaves your friend.
So I ask her, are you from here? Yes. She was taking nursing. This poor girl, first year. She was thankfully from here, so I called her mom, and her mom came and picked her up.
Oh, good.
Her mom was not happy, so the mom's like, where the fuck are her friends?
Right.
Because I carried her out to her mom. I'm like, I'm not sure, do you know what the girl's name is? And she's like, yeah, her name's this and this other girl. So I go to the DJ and I get the DJ to call the birthday girl up, and she's all excited coming up. I'm like, hey, you two come with me, grab your coats. Oh yeah, I was so
You kicked them out?
Well, yeah, I brought them to the mom, and the mom ripped a strip off them.
Good.
So, yeah.
Fuck you. Happy birthday to you.
I was so mad.
Like, fuck you.
Who
I
does
get
that?
You're young and you want to go drunk, but people are so selfish.
Take
they
care
go
of
there.
your friends.
Like, you have to go there with the mentality. Look, you and I have been to the bar how many times with each other?
We've
never left each other on purpose or anything. One time we got, but we actually, no, we have never left each other at the bar. We always look for each other, like through the crowd, or like, we always look for each other. We went there together every time. But we had multiple times extended the party all the time. Go to people's houses, go to restaurants, go to different things at like 4 a.m, like being places we shouldn't be. But sometimes we go to McDonald's, and by sometimes I mean all the fucking time. The after party, we'd see people we knew, we'd hang out with people, we'd go back with them to their places, like friends, and like anyways. But we often would then get separated.
Yes.
Like her and her dad had to go looking for me one morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was the scariest time.
I was fine. That's why I...
Because usually after a night out, I would wake up and Alanah would be next to me in bed.
Because you just crash at her place.
I woke up one day, I go downstairs because I expected you to be downstairs with my parents.
Making French toast,
yeah,
something like that.
I'm like, where's Alanah? They're like, well, fuck, we don't know. I'm like, I lost Alanah. So Dad's like, okay. And thankfully, me and Alanah share our locations. And
Always.
we still do. And thankfully, because I tracked her and me and Dad get in the car, we drive to this place. Thankfully, I had left Alanah at McDonald's.
So I went home with a gay like one of our
employees
who was super nice. He took me and he put pajamas on me. He's like, I got you, girl. We slept in the same bed.
God bless.
He kept me company.
Oh my God.
He said it was the funniest thing ever. Actually, he loved it. His mom thought it was funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So sad. Like.
Yeah. I love him. He's so sweet. But yeah, he took me with him. He tried to help me get home a few times, but I just couldn't get into my door.
Oh no.
And I didn't want to wake you up. And even though I was drunk, I think I was sober enough at that point to know what was going on because it was like 5 a.m.
How did I get home?
You walked your little fucking walk.
Myself.
Or you hopped in a cab without me.
No, because we were at McDonald's, so I just walked.
The only other time I've ever been left was also at McDonald's, and Morgan got into a fight with some girl and then threw drinks at each other.
No. I was wearing my sister's nice white shirt, which I wasn't supposed to be wearing. And then this girl... People were throwing nuggets, and I said, "Excuse me, you don't have to clean that up. So cut the shit." And they were young, and they got mad, and then I stood up and
I'm pretty sure you said to them, "I own this fucking place."
Probably. I think I did.
I think you lied to them.
Yeah,
and
they're
said
like,
that
"What are you the owner?" I was like, "Yeah, I fucking am." And then
oh God,
I whipped their nuggets back at them, and then this bitch tossed a Coke all over my sister's nice white shirt.
And she was pissed. She was there.
I just took a minute.
She started brawling.
I just took a minute, breathed, and they left because they were smart.
And you guys packed up the car. Y'all went.
Followed them
because you guys all got into a car. I think someone was DTing or was a cab.
Yeah.
And I had gone to the washroom at the exact same time this happened. So they fucking left without me. I walked out. All my friends are gone.
The adrenaline, guys.
And no one realized. Because they're all drunk.
I realized when I woke up.
Yeah, again. Fuck. So I'm calling people on my phone. I'm like, hey, someone come get me. Jesus. I was picked up.
Times.
Someone came and picked me up.
Crazy times.
Sometimes, I know what's exciting though is when you watch those movies of like older women getting with their friends and they're at like, it's like some crazy weekend thing and it's like they have a bunch of them where like girls
groups.
trip, like girls, and they're like older, and it's like a bachelor party or something, and you're just dying laughing because they're all talking about how they never do stuff like that anymore, and you're like, oh, shut up, like I'll never be like that. And then now I'm like, I cannot wait for a bunch of us just to get out and do Vegas.
Something. Oh my God!
Because it's the thing, like as you get older, you don't go out anymore. Like you just don't.
No, I couldn't step into a bar and be okay. I would be so
unless
mad.
it was in a different city.
Even then, just having like the environment in general, I hate it.
You hate it now. You didn't though.
No.
But I do like sitting at like a bar and grill, like a bar like that.
A bar, if there's
like a Lone Star, like something in like if you go to Toronto and stuff. Like I love having drinks and like when we go to Jays games in the summer, we'll like go and have a bunch of drinks and we make it through the games normally. Last time we didn't.
Okay, that's because I worked an overnight and then I didn't sleep.
I know, and I told you not to do that.
I know,
and you didn't listen. She got too excited, and we got drunk and went to the aquarium and stuff, and we had a blast. And by 7 p.m.,
I was fucked.
You were fucked. We had to leave the game before she got kicked out. And then by 10 p.m., you were passed out backwards on the bed at the hotel.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was the scariest. Like, fuck. Those videos. That's for another podcast, though.
Oh, we'll have to talk about that.
Oh
for
my
sure.
God.
There's so many videos on my phone still.
I'm so excited.
Like, we were obnoxious in that aquarium.
I'm obnoxious. Oh my God, we went to the aquarium.
Yeah, drunk.
Fuck.
I don't know why we were let in. It was funny though. Like it's not like
the hot dog stand. I tried to order like 7.
You ruined my jersey.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. The one that took 7 years to get there.
It's okay. I have another one. But you were like, I want to wear the white one, and I'm just like, okay. That's fine. And then as soon as I saw the mustard and the relish started falling on it, I was like, well, that's fucked.
No.
It's okay. I got a Tide stick on it. It's like a majority of it's gone.
Sad.
It's just Polaris jersey. Don't worry. Sad. It's actually Martin's. It's fine.
Oh, that's even better.
It's even better.
All right, it's time for my favorite segment, the Insider Scoop, where we get to drink cider and figure out what's going on. Here we go.
So what's new with Tiger King? I need you to give me the down low, the insider scoop.
Well, I took some notes, naturally, while I was watching this.
You did not. You took actual notes.
I took actual notes on the last episode because...
She's way more organized than I am.
They were giving me some pretty, some information that I didn't realize. Because I felt bad. Because I had just labeled everybody that worked there as a meth addict.
Which they are, right?
No.
Meth heads?
No, they're not.
Oh.
So Eric Cowie?
Okay.
He's the guy with the long hair and the messed up teeth and the main zookeeper or whatever. He's actually really awesome. He's been sober for years. He's not on meth, and he actually gets really mad when people say that he is. Because, so this last episode was just, I forget the actor that was doing the interviews, but he's from Community, the show Community. He's the main character in that.
Okay.
Anyways, so he was there for putting all the cats down, and he regrets putting every single one of the cats down.
Wait, what?
He was, because he was the main zookeeper, so...
He put a bunch of cats down?
No, Joe would, but he would be there, and the cats trusted him. Oh. So whenever they seen him at the fence, they would come right up to the fence.
Oh, I can't.
I know.
That's fucked up.
I know, it's so upsetting, and that's what he said he regrets.
That's why he's in jail, right? For things like that, obviously?
Joe Exotic, yeah.
Wow.
And he seemed actually, super legit and very actually compassionate about the animals. He still works there with, as far as I can...
Why did he not report him? Why did he just let him do that?
Because Joe would make it seem and all of his employees say that, oh, this cat was sick, oh, this cat is old, and he's not having a good life. He would turn it. So
he just don't want to pay for it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What a sick fuck. I hate him.
Yeah, so... He actually really does love the cats, and he's obviously made mistakes in his life, but it was under Joe's ruling. And like I said, Joe would make it sound right. Mm-hmm. But yes, he doesn't do meth, and I really enjoyed it. I liked hearing him talk. He was very real.
Okay.
When he was talking about it, it was awesome. And he stopped drinking, and... I don't understand how he could work there under Joe's rule or anybody's rule, really. So the next, it was Jess and Lauren Lowe.
Okay.
The guys that took over the zoo from Joe.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they're in an open relationship, so that just adds on to the sister wives and shit.
Wait, that's the guy who went into partnership with him and then basically
the biker
bought
guy.
it, right?
Yeah.
And sold it to himself or whatever.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
So he was, in this interview, he was wearing the same Harley Davidson jacket as my dad.
Oh,
so
really?
I thought that was really, really funny. I still think he's a villain even after this, but he's trying to paint himself as not the villain. I was laughing at the bandana and the hats that he was wearing, because why does he wear a bandana and then a hat?
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was an American thing.
I'm not sure.
The more south you get, you wear a bandana and a hat.
Maybe, I guess.
For the heat or something? I have no idea. Or if it's a gang thing, no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. He said that Alan was the hitman and that he was the best damn hitman that he'd ever hired.
Someone, he murdered people?
Well, I guess that's a hitman, and the best damn hitman that he's ever hired. So you've hired multiple hitmen, SOS.
Yeah.
James Garrison.
Sorry, this is reminding me of Horrible Bosses when they're hiring. I think is it Jamie Foxx who plays the character?
I think so. Yeah.
And he's hiring, and he's like, yeah, they call me motherfucking Jones.
Motherfucker Jones.
Yeah. And then they're all excited. They pay him money, and then he goes, he hears advice.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah. And then he tells the whole elaborate story of why he was called that. It was because he fucked over his mom. Because he stole her wallet.
Oh my god.
Oh, so funny.
Oh, yeah. That is hilarious, actually. So this guy, Jess and Lauren, like Lauren, the wife of this, I don't remember if his name was Jesse or Jess or whatever, but the guy that took over the zoo from Joe, the wife was really annoying. She kept on being like, yeah, and that like just like the backup person, you know, in the movies where they're like, yeah, and he said this, blah, blah, but whatever. So they were laughing about the wedding photos of Carol Baskins and the new husband. And they say for sure 100% that she killed the husband.
She killed him.
Yes.
100%. It's been proven fact on this podcast, episode 1. We talk about it all.
Exactly.
If he didn't die from her killing him, then he died from her feeding him to the tigers, or he accidentally got eaten by a tiger and she said nothing.
And did nothing.
And did nothing.
Let it happen.
And she was like, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah. So there's that.
We said it here first.
Did we?
No.
Maybe third. And then there was the person that got their arm cut off. So I feel bad because in the first episode we kept on calling her a she because in the
yeah, she was really nice.
She's a man. She identifies as a man, so
okay, well, she didn't say anything.
No, they don't. But now, like, he is in this episode.
So the show never acknowledged it properly.
No, the show didn't. I know, so it was really upsetting. Like, I feel bad, so I formally apologize. But because we didn't know, so we were just getting our information from the
whichever one was
documentary. Yeah,
he was the most loyal.
Yeah, but not to Joe. There was a question asked in the last episode, and he said that he was more loyal to the animals, not to Joe. Like they thought Joe was an asshole. Yeah. Everybody did.
That's the thing, though. When you start a job like that, even though you probably hate it and you just hate Joe, you fall in love with all these animals, and even though it's crazy and they're huge cats, like you feel like you're the only one there that's actually helping them.
Yeah.
So then you don't want to leave because then you're like, if I leave, who's gonna actually watch out for them?
Exactly. Like you can't just leave these cats with this maniac.
No, and then you're in like this vicious circle of just being stuck there.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard.
So there was a question asked. The interviewer, I forget his name, but he asked the guy that got his arm cut off if it was awkward with the tiger after.
With the same tiger?
He's like, no, it wasn't. Like, I didn't feel any awkward, and the cat hopefully didn't feel anything.
Oh, like, you'd think he'd be scared for his life after that.
No, he went right back to work.
I know, that's crazy.
Because they were like, oh, you can either rebuild your arm or just cut it right off. He's like, cut it.
Oh. Because
he wanted to get back to the tigers. I know.
That's insane. Some loyalty. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it is.
There's always going to be those crazy people, though, that are just like, throw me back in.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Exactly. So there was a lot of other really interesting people that I got to watch, and I really recommend watching the last episode because it's really intense.
Does it sum things up a lot? Like a lot of stuff, it kind of gives you a different take on it?
It kind of ties everything up. Not with Joe, but with everything else.
Because he's in jail by the time that episode's being shot?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And the guy always asks everybody, do you think Joe deserves to be in jail? And they're like, oh yeah, 100%.
Uh-huh.
So
is he newly in jail, or was this a while ago?
I don't know.
Like, what's the timeline of this? I know it's only been a few years, but like, has he been in jail for a year or so, or has it been like a few months?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Like, do you think he got to watch himself on TV?
No.
Or was he already in the slammer before then?
But there's no way that he got to watch himself on TV.
Which he would love.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably begging people. He's probably trading fucking cigarettes and blowjobs and
just to see a clip of himself.
Just to see a clip.
Oh my god.
Please let the movie night be episode 1. Not episode 3. All they do is talk about Carol fucking Baskin.
Exactly. Oh my god. So I really thought it was awesome, but
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. I haven't watched the last few episodes. I just kind of was like, eh. I fell asleep during it one night on episode 4, I think.
Yeah.
And then for me, even if I'm exhausted and it's 5 a.m, if I can't continue to watch it, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
For me.
I liked it. It was more of the what the fuck factor.
See,
you know?
And I think I got enough of that in the first few episodes, but I probably could watch. I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I watched Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
In one night. Love is Blind in one night.
Yeah, that kept you intrigued.
Oh yeah, but like the big cat thing, it just kind of stresses me out too much. Anytime there's an animal in it, I just really don't like watching it.
Yeah, it's very emotionally draining for sure.
It's very draining.
Yeah, I get that.
But okay, well, thanks guys for tuning into this one. This one was just a bunch of stories and random stuff. I guess I don't know.
A little thrown together, but
a little thrown together. We didn't have much time. We're busy people. Just kidding. But we hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
We are also on YouTube now, so subscribe. Yes, everything's broken down. Morgan's put so much work into breaking everything down. So if you just want to listen to certain little topics within the episodes or whatever, it's all broken down for you.
And you can find it with our awesome titles and share them with a friend. Please share them on your social media. Just let us know what you think. Make sure you just subscribe on all of your favorite platforms to listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. We are every Wednesday.
And thank you to our winner, Julia.
Oh, yes. Boop, 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 boop. We did our draw today. Julia won our first contest, but stay tuned for any future contests and giveaways.
Boop, boop.
All right. So thanks again, guys. Make sure that you stay healthy, stay safe.
And stay connected.
Bye.
Bye.